Kia ora, my name is Cassie from Action Station. I'm here to talk about Māori wards. Māori wards are seats on your local council that are there to represent Māori communities, but also the entire community. They're there for everyone. Only people who are on the Māori roll can vote them in, but this election, everybody is going to decide whether or not they keep their Māori wards in 42 councils around the country. The reason Māori wards exist is because for a very long time, Māori were significantly underrepresented in local councils. And this is a big deal because this is the places that we live, they are our sacred areas, they are our whenua, our awa, our moana, the things that we interact with every day. But Māori haven't had a say in how those things are run. So the reason for starting Māori wards is to be able to level the playing field and give Māori the opportunity to be able to have a seat at the decision-making table about the local things that matter to us most. Before 2001, Māori often didn't have a seat at the table. In some places, there was no Māori councillor for decades, or even in one case, 100 years. And so when they were brought in 2001, it meant that there was a chance for Māori to be voted in on the Māori roll, and the general roll still existed for people who were on the Māori roll. Councils could only bring in Māori wards if they ran a referendum or a poll asking the entire community whether or not they agreed with it, which is unlike any other kind of ward. And what was found was that those polls were almost insurmountable. So out of the 8 polls that were ran, 7 of those failed. And in the end, there were only 3 Māori ward seats across the entire country. What ended up happening was communities gathered together and came here to this place at Parliament, and they delivered a petition of over 11,000 signatures to the Labour government at that time saying we must get rid of the referendums. They are a discriminatory barrier that gets in the way of Māori representation. And the then government got rid of that law, got rid of that barrier, and after that we went from 3 to over 40 Māori wards around the country. There was a 1,500% increase, and the reason was because that referendum was a barrier. When that referendum barrier went down, it meant that councils were more willing to be able to bring in Māori representation, and they embraced it. When we got Māori ward seats around the country, it was huge. It was so celebratory. We finally had Māori at the table around key decisions that were happening at a local level to be able to not just make a difference for Māori, and they did, and they have, and they do, but also they looked after the entire community. So we've heard stories of in national or natural emergencies, we've had Māori wards bridge the relationships between local marae and make sure that everyone is taken care of in really serious crisis situations. Māori ward councillors have often been the bridge that has woven our communities closer together. And when we have really tightly woven councils, they're able to make better decisions about the future of all of us. This September and October, 42 councils are going to ask their communities whether or not you support keeping Māori wards. Now is your chance to be able to stand up for Māori wards. We're going to need over 50% of people in those councils to say yes to Māori wards, and we need you to be one of them. We need as many people as possible around the motu standing up and saying, we want Māori representation on our councils. It's important to us. Our councils make better decisions when they have Māori at the table. They're able to learn from different cultures, they're able to tap into the knowledge from the whenua, the awa and the moana. We're able to come together despite our differences and really bring our communities closer together too, so we can have the best outcomes for all of us.